Let it roll.
All right, this is another episode of the show. This week we are doing Camo, Black Ice, XXXXX, 10.5% alcohol by volume. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna give this a shot.
Yeah. And we venturesome.
Yeah, we are.
That's a really adventure. That stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't never even heard of it. Well, I didn't heard of soul before. The tomato juice in it, you know. So.
Oh yeah, that was an interesting adventure.
Yeah.
That one. All right, 10.5%.
Yeah.
Well, you want to give a couple pre-rankings for it? What do you think? It's a
Well,
lager. It's a high gravity lager.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what that means.
Nor do I.
Okay. Government warning. Occurring to the... Oh, this is just normal stuff. Brewed by Five Star Brewing Company, Incorporated, La Crosse, Wisconsin, and Latrobe, PA. U.S. corporate headquarters, Las Vegas, Nevada. So this is high stakes beer.
Oh, okay, right. From Nevada. That's where it's from?
Yeah, Las Vegas.
Oh, wait, I thought you said something about Wisconsin.
They brew it in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, but the headquarters is in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so let's put this somewhere so it doesn't get in the way.
So this is an import from...
What's it? Yeah, it's not really import.
From Las Vegas?
Yeah. Well, Wisconsin.
Let's sniff it then. Oh, wow.
It's an interesting aroma.
Very much so. You know, it seems like the alcoholic contents went up in my nose.
It smells kind of like licorice.
I was going to say, you could probably get high just smelling it.
I don't know if that's the word we want to use, but, you know, it's Camo, but it's not camouflaging anything. It's definitely alcoholic.
That's for sure.
Okay, let's see.
Well, we're gonna find out what we got here.
It's a lager. It's definitely a licorice taste. Oh, you put the camera.
Oh yeah,
they want to see you. They want to see you.
Oh,
we got the Camo. You just gotta believe me. It says Camo.
Oh,
because the light from the window. Okay. I could fix that, but we're already rolling. It's too late now.
All right, gotcha.
All right, Black Ice. All right. He didn't give you pre-ranking of it.
Still want a pre-ranking?
Let's just go with it.
It's pretty strong, don't you think?
It's strong, but it doesn't have a bad taste. It's definitely like it has a medicine-y like texture, like I'm saying licorice, like a Tylenol texture, but it doesn't have that Tylenol back taste.
Oh,
it has like a syrup. It's not thick enough or viscous enough to be called a syrup, right? Obviously, it's not. But it has a reminiscent flavor profile of a syrupy texture to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you can get with that.
I don't even know where to begin on this rating, you know, because it started out, man. I didn't rate it a pre-rate there. I didn't give it nothing. Mm-hmm. But I think the taste made up for it. That taste puts it above 5.
What do you think? What do you think of it?
Yeah.
What's your first sip rating now? We can't do pre-rating.
My first sip rating, 5. 5.
You said it's above 5.
Did I say above 5?
Yeah.
Okay, that's above 5. All right. I don't think it's going to move up much more, though.
What do you want to say it?
Let's
just say 5.4.
5.4. That sounds pretty
First
good.
sip rating, 5.4.
Yeah.
It's like it has like a thick, you know what, the taste is not, you know what I thought of it when I said earlier, I misspoke. It's not like a Tylenol medicine-y taste, it's the feel when it goes down your throat. It has like a solid, it's denser than other beers we've had.
It's definitely denser.
It's definitely denser.
There's no doubt about that. Also.
Yeah, this is, if you're crushing these things, you're probably an alcoholic. Like if you're just knocking these back, these.
I'm thinking you say denser.
Yeah.
It's getting close to being instead of a beer, it tastes more like a liquor.
It is. There we go. It's like if you pour a
smidgen
amount of liquor in your beer to give a little something that wasn't there before. Yeah, it's not bad.
no, it's not bad. But,
I don't know if I would eat it with anything. You know what I mean? Like some beers you can just eat with dinner. This isn't a drink. This isn't an eating beer.
That's for certain.
This is like you had a hard day and you need something stronger than regular beer, but you don't want to quite drink liquor.
So you go get you
a Camo.
Camo
Black Ice.
Camo Black Ice. Okay.
Camo Black Ice. We want our money for sponsoring you. Yeah. But
oh, wow. That's
funny.
Yeah. It'll pass. But,
yeah, it's definitely a 1-can beer.
It's a 1-can beer.
It's a 1-can beer. I am happy there's not 6-packs of this or 12-packs rolling around, because Lord knows the people who would drink this as a 6-pack. You must be going through it if this is what you need every day.
Yeah.
I feel like this is the type of beer you have when, I don't know, when you're on your last leg and you can't afford to really get drunk, but thankfully Camo's here to really help you get there quickly.
Okay, so you went from 6 alcohol to 10, eh?
Yeah, I mean, like, you drink one of these, drink 1 or 2 of these, well, you spend like $5. Yeah, you're ready for something. Ready for trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's no secret. It's a snowy day in Michigan.
Yeah.
And as a Michigander who grew up here, I was hearing a lot of talk about this being a big snow day today, and it's nothing. It's nothing. Yeah. It's a little disappointing, you know.
Yeah, anytime you can take a broom and sweep the sidewalk, it ain't no big snow day.
No, I remember growing up in, like, I think it was the 98 or something. It was a big snowstorm. Like, it was actual foot and some odd inches of snow outside. Stuff was closed. You had to, if your child couldn't walk because they were like half the snow's up to their waist and they were a little kid, then the schools were closed. Mm-hmm. Now they're closing schools for, like Grandpa said, sweeping snow.
Yeah. You know, I haven't experienced a real winter in years. I mean, maybe one big snow the whole season, you know.
Yeah, we've had a lot of big snows and then just goes away a day or two later. We haven't had like we got to get our supplies, we're going to be in for a long weekend like that in a long time.
Yeah. Well, let me want me to tell you about how I used to walk uphill backwards 2 miles to school in 2 feet of snow.
Hey, go for it. I mean, it's that day. You got to tell them what it was.
I got to tell what now?
You got to tell them what it was. This is, the people.
Oh.
They don't know. They don't know about
this. I just wanted to know whether you want to know about it, you know.
Yeah, I want to know about it. I don't know about it.
I haven't told you about it.
I'm sure
2 foot of snow walking backwards to school 2 miles.
I'm sure you've never told me that.
I think that's old news.
Nah, but it definitely, the weather has been underwhelming. Like I think it has something to do with the fact that our infrastructure isn't what it used to be. Because, you could send your kid, like, I don't think necessarily people are having snow days for kids and work and stuff because it's not transversable as much as it is the fact that the infrastructure is like, it's like the roads and the schools themselves. Oh, let me scratch that because I said not transversable. Because the schools themselves aren't as equipped to handle colder weather like they once were. Like, I've heard things.
You say they aren't?
I've heard some things where certain districts don't have the funding to properly heat or maintain the proper safety for like colder temperatures or warmer temperatures. And I think that has a lot to do with the lack of funding that seems to be in certain demographics. What do you think about that?
I'm thinking it over. You said certain schools.
Yeah, I mean, like you ever heard any stories where schools aren't able to produce heat in all their rooms or heat it all to the temperature to keep these kids warm, and that's why they're closing them for snow days? It's not necessarily because it's a lot of snow. It's just because it's too cold.
I haven't heard that. No, that's the reason I was thinking. You were talking about it. Schools not being able to provide the heat for the kids. Now that's something new. I thought the school tax would take care of that.
Not every school. Well, it's a lot of reasons. So you get these areas where fewer and fewer parents are sending their kids to these schools, in their area for one reason or another. Namely, they might think it's a bad area or whatever. They want to, they want the best for their kids. You can't fault them for that. But because of that, the schools in their areas get less funding.
I know they get less funding. I never noticed where they had it.
Well, think about it.
Was never a problem, even with the school with less
Well,
funding.
there's schools now that kids are sharing books. Like, they don't have enough books for all the kids.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's something else I haven't heard.
No, that's definitely an issue. I know at Robichaud, the school I went to, there's kids now who aren't getting, who have to share books. Like, they have to do some weird situation where they're sharing books to do homework and stuff.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is that bad?
It's that bad.
That's going to show you when you ain't in the game, you don't know the rules, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, of course. And
that I'm sorry to interrupt you, but at least the idea, it's like it's a vicious cycle, right?
Yeah.
You want your kids to have a better education near where you live, right? But you don't want to send them to the schools where you live, which takes away the money from the schools where you live, which makes it worse from what it was, versus having everybody in the community just send their kids to their schools so they get the proper funding.
Yeah. Well, that's all money. That goes. A lot of people take their money and go to charter schools. This is what's happening to the public schools anyway. Because a kid, if he get $9,000 or $10,000 a year, and he takes that money to a charter school, that means that public school is $10,000 shorter. Mm-hmm. Some of the population increases, but it seems like things, well, I don't know, but when I was coming along, I just happened to be lucky to be in a place where they had pretty good tax base, and that was back in the 30s over in Hamtramck. Believe it or not, back in the 30s, I never bought a book, a pencil, because they had a pretty good tax rate. Dodge, Maine was in the city of Hamtramck, and then they had a Chevrolet plant, so a really good tax base, right? Mm-hmm. If you wanted to play an instrument, they provided the instruments. If you wanted to, they gave everybody, they had their books, They gave everybody pencils, papers, the whole 9 yards, So you're telling me now that they kind of shorted that. Looked to me like we're going backwards then, because that was progress back then, Till the thing getting better, he getting worse there.
Yeah, I mean,
as far as the schools are concerned.
Yeah, I mean, here's it's not like it's just like the rest of America. There's the really good schools, and then there's the really bad schools, and there's not a whole lot in between anymore. It's either you're a part of these elite institutions, and you're gonna get all this extra help and education for your kids.
You is or you ain't.
Yeah, thank you. Or you get situations like I was saying, where kids have got to share books and stuff.
Ain't no in between. It's a black and white. You either got it or you ain't got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's just what it is now.
Yeah.
I don't know how you fix that. I mean, unless you get people, and because it's like the way the tax situation is and how the money goes around, you have to have people willing to take a chance in their community to send their kids to the schools so the schools can get the funding. Unless you're going to have people who are outside donors just shelling out money, but that's few and far between. You might get somebody who donates a heap for that 1 year, but where does it really go if a bunch of kids aren't going to that school?
Sounds reasonable.
Sounds reasonable. No, that's just my thought going from snow days to the school system as it is now, with my limited knowledge and just whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's just what it is, man. Yeah. Well, I guess let's finish up ranking this. What do you think, Niagara, about?
Well,
quarter of
we can't move up very much. It was 5.4.
Yeah.
That made it 5.5 right there.
5.5.
Yeah, we moved up on the whole one now on that one.
Okay.
I guess when we drink this one, we can make it 5 and 6, huh?
Yep.
Point at a time.
Maybe a point at a time. The heavy alcohol makes you slow your your judgment.
Yeah.
It's like, just keep going. The more you drink, the higher it goes. It's
Yeah.
well, cool. So you wanna? I don't know. We got something. Give it a what? Want to just say 5, 6? If you're gonna keep drinking and keep getting better.
Yeah, well, if it got 5 on that one, we finish this up and we'll give it a 5, 6 rating. You know?
All right. Okay.
That ain't bad though for Camo.
Camo. So Camo Black Ice XXXXX is 5.6 is a high gravity lager, whatever that means.
Yeah.
It probably just means you're closer to the ground if you're done drinking
High gravity.
So that's this week's show. You guys, like and subscribe. I should have said that at the very beginning. Like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. Help us out. We want to get more members and stuff, subscribers. And that's this week's show. You want to give a sign off, Graham?
That was a sign off there. It was a silent sign off.
Okay, well, then
See
you
you next week.
explained it.